doing? I'm Big Al, and welcome to the garage. Today is an exciting day because we are kicking off a new show here on the channel. I'm calling it Vintage Car Spotlight. I even went and got this old-timey gas station backdrop just for this. And full disclosure, this show was my brother's idea, so Christian, if you're watching, thank you very much. Anyway, this new show is Vintage Car Spotlight, where we take a particular vintage car, we discuss its history, and what makes it significant and iconic. And I figured what better car to start this off than not just a vintage car or a classic car, but the classic car. What car immediately comes to mind to even a non-car enthusiast when you say classic car or vintage car? The 57 Chevy. Well, the 57 Chevy is part of a group of cars known as the Tri-Five Chevys. That's 55, 56, and 57. These cars are true icons of the classic car world. And there's actually, the Tri-Five umbrella covers a number of models. You had the base model 150, which came with an inline-six engine. And then you had the middle-of-the-road 210. That was your mid-level model, kind of the equivalent of a Corvair Monza. And then you had the premium level, Bel Air. That one had all the chrome, all the bells and whistles, just everything that we associate with classic cars. The 1950s were an interesting time in American history. You know, we had just come out of World War II. We were out before World War II. We were mired in the depths of the Great Depression. Then we had World War II. And by the time we got to the 50s, America was experiencing the peace and prosperity that we really hadn't been experiencing for a long time. Eisenhower, just 1 year after the Tri-Five started being built, signed the legislation to start building the interstate highway system. But where I come from in New York, we were building highways before that. Robert Moses had gotten busy with that in the 50s. And American car culture was starting to hit the road. And the Tri-Five Chevys were very much a product of that time. As I mentioned, that base model 150s came with the inline-six, but it also saw the introduction of Chevy's ever-famous small block V8. I've got some notes on my phone here that I need to consult because I don't remember exactly what I was going to say off the top of my head. Let's face it. It was the 265 cubic inch V8. These cars really did, as my notes say, symbolize the golden era of automotive engineering. Well, my notes say that, but maybe 60s muscle cars also kind of symbolize that a little bit more. The Tri-Five Chevys, like I said, it's an umbrella term for a number of models. You had a four-door sedan, two-door coupe. You had station wagons. You had the two-door wagon Nomad. I'll have some pictures of them for you right here. They were beautiful cars, and let's see. 1955, Chevy introduced the redesign featuring smooth, streamlined bodies and the now legendary small block V8. The 265 cubic inch V8 delivered impressive power for its time and established Chevy as a performance leader. The 55 model's clean lines, an egg crate grille, and simple yet elegant styling were an instant hit. 1956 was a bit of a carryover year. The design was refined a little bit more with a wider grille, more chrome, and a more luxurious feel. making the Bel Air the top choice for buyers seeking style and substance. That's what my notes are saying here. But it was 57 that was obviously the most famous of the trio. I even mentioned that at the beginning of the show. It had the distinctive tail fins, kind of borrowed a bit from Cadillac. A bold front grille with these rocket, they say rocket-inspired front grille. I have a feeling they drew inspiration elsewhere for those, but I'll leave that up for debate. You now had the option of the 283 cubic inch V8 with optional fuel injection. That was a rarity at its time for family sedans. The cars really captured that. They've become a symbol almost for that post-war optimism of the 50s. I think that's probably why they're so cherished. The 57 Chevy was also famous in racing circles for its ability to handle. A lot of Tri-Fives were rebuilt into gassers for drag racing. And today they are beloved by collectors and enthusiasts. And they're cherished not just for their beauty, but for the legacy that they represent. You know, they symbolize the good old days for a lot of people. They symbolize, in America, that it was a more optimistic time in the 50s. I don't think we feel that optimism in America today. I really, well, that's getting way off topic. I'll leave that for another video. But the Tri-Five, it's a true icon. Every car show I go to, there is at least one Tri-Five there. Not all of them still have their original small block V8s in them, of course. A popular modification is, with Tri-Fives, as with a lot of other vintage cars, is an LS swap. But every car show I go to, there's at least one Tri-Five. The one I went to up at Swafford a week ago, there were a bunch of them. There were Nomads, there were 4-doors, 2-doors, of several different years, and what else can I say about the Tri-Five? It is one of the most iconic classic cars there is, and if you want a nice one, expect to pay a premium for it, but there are still some out there in barns waiting to be found. So if you find one and you can get a good price on it, I say snap it up. They are definitely the 150s, if you can find them. You can always drop an LS in it and have something you can really drive. But anyway, that is about it for today. I hope you will please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. And we will be back next week when, as a favorite of my buddy Paul, we will be discussing the Ford Mustang.